Namaste Soul Tribe, welcome to my channel and welcome to the part 2 of this collective reading. Divine masculine and feminine can't get enough of each other, so let's jump right into it. Overall, it's a very natural connection. Now, I'm being told they are indirectly or directly through telepathy talking to each other, because every time they look at each other for a bit too long, they look here and there. They look away, or they look down, or they look like they have something important to do, because it's so difficult to stay at that moment in time focus on anything else. But they are really good with focused attention, so they try to suppress that gaze or that connection, that very strong kind of docketing, and then they move away. But even when they have moved away, they're mentally thinking about each other. Even though it's spontaneous, sometimes it could be planned, but it's always very pleasant to see each other like that. They're trying to telepathically or in some way tell the other person that, look, it's not in my control. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I don't want you to feel weird. I think this is happening more from the masculine side, because it could be possible, as I can understand it. The reading is telling me that it could have been the masculine who maybe started it, he maybe triggered it, and then he could have been the one who ran away from this disconnection, because initially when the feminine felt like somebody is doing this, so feminine had curiosity and feminine started thinking, it could be possible that she mentally started chasing the connection or chasing the thoughts of that person, or she wanted more of it or something like that, and then she got fed up of something. A lot of you know that runner chaser dynamic at first is very physical. First, it's experienced in a physical manner, and when you go deeper into your inner work, then the same runner chaser dynamic becomes very subtle. You're very conscious of runner chaser dynamic, and finally, there comes a point where people eventually have to mentally let it go, like surrender mentally first. Everything happens within you. The inner world is much more bigger than what the surface level eyes can see. This person is saying that you are so beautiful to me, you're so interesting to me. It's like I can actually stare at you forever, look at you forever. But of course, that's not gonna happen. That's like being mad. And I also don't want anything bad, anything evil, because you are so attractive. And this is not physical attraction, this is not lust type attraction. The attraction means that you're so wonderful and so real that I want you to be protected, remain protected from any negative eyes or negative looks or anything negative, So I want you to actually just be in my periphery. Like, everything should disappear. It should be completely white background and just you and me. No distractions, no people, no chores, no tasks, nothing. Just you and me in silence, or in simply just presence of each other. As of now, both of them are really craving. I would say it's a natural craving because it's a part of the progression. They are craving for that time where it just with each other, like not for any reason, the presence. It could be like they're doing something together. Maybe they go to pottery classes together, and this example just came to me of art class. Maybe they meet at art class, they don't talk so much to each other, they initially just saw each other, and then all the things that I've already mentioned, and now maybe they are in a room creating a piece of art, or they could be singers, or they could be working in an office, or they could be studying somewhere, and they don't want anything big or fancy right now. They're not your typical people. They are twin flames who have healed a lot. They are moving up and up in their divinity. They're moving up and up in their authenticity and godliness. Their source integration is becoming more and more and more stronger by the day. So they don't want anything big. They would be very happy to just be in each other's presence where there's no one doing something, just being there, just be. And they feel like it would be so nice to just store that moment, just store that time where it's just you and me, and this feeling that you are mine and I'm yours, that type of feeling, it's very strong feeling. Okay, so them feeling for each other, actually it's a mutual feeling, I would say. It's not coming from one side and the other is listening and the other is just being a observer, a spectator. It's a mutual feeling where they both want to be around each other in a nice way, guys, in a very nice way, very high frequency way. So they also feel that it's not like they're thinking about each other all the time, but now they're more and more open to the idea that they can be around each other for a longer period of time. And it could be possible that they've been around each other, as I said, they've been seeing each other for a long time, but the only thing is they never noticed each other. And now that they've started noticing each other, they do question this thing, that weren't we always a part of each other's life? And now also it's more like subtle feeling. It's more like we are always together. We never were separated. We were never away from each other. But our lives were designed in such a way, the simulation was such that despite being together, we chose to go through experiences which made us feel separate and looking for each other. And now I'm being shown a place where they're not with each other, they are actually with God or their masters or angels. They are in a very beautiful place of prayer or dream state, or they could be in astral realm right now. And this feeling continues to stay with them, where they make this commitment to source. Individually, respectively, both of them make this commitment to source, that I am loyal to you, source, fully. And they feel very strong love for source, both of them, okay? Both of them. But I think it's the feminine, because the time frame that we are born in the ascending Dwapar, it is the feminine that takes the lead. It is always the feminine that integrates fully with source, and then automatically the masculine, who is a part of the feminine, they're part of the same whole, has no option but to surrender to her. So it can be seen as a mutual collective feeling towards God. So one could be basically surrendering fully to source, you can say, and the other could be surrendering fully to love. Because the love that the feminine has is so purified now, it's so authentic, that it's equal to godliness, so you can say love is God, right? Same kind of thing. So for him, love is God. The masculine feels love is God, and the feminine feels God is love. So here they are making this commitment to God, to source. I would say source is the energy. They have so much love in their hearts. You can put any label, but this is love, the feeling of pure love. They say to that feeling of love that my breath will always be for you, because I don't want to think about anything else. I don't want to be a part of this rat race. I don't want to be a part of the rut ever. And if I made any mistakes in the past, I'm very, very sorry. And without you, I'm restless. Without you, I'm unhappy. Without you, I'm incomplete. And as soon as I'm without you, my mind starts dreaming for stuff, for desires. I think this is the one time they realize that what they feel for each other also is very pure because they don't have any desire. They don't have that desire, I want to marry this person, date this person, be with this person. The only natural progression they feel is right from the first look they gave to each other, to now spending so much time around each other, to now thinking of gradually being around each other, doing something more up close and personal, you can say, but without any lust, only full of love, like supporting each other with something, or just let's see. It's like, where is this commitment going to go, this relationship going to go? Such people, I can also tell you one more thing about them. They got a lot of things to do. They are not doers, physically they're not doers, but they've gone so deep into themselves that you'll always see them busy with this or that. And that's their inner work too, that to always look or be busy physically, but mentally they're practicing source integration. They're always thinking about source. And for the masculine, always thinking about love. So it's like a mirror reflection. For example, you're the individual, you could be the masculine or you could be the feminine, okay? Now you're in front of the mirror, and whatever picture you show to the mirror, it's a separate picture, separated picture, broken picture. If you show that to the mirror has no other option but to reflect it back to you, right? Same is happening in the physical world also. Now both of them are in front of the mirror, but the picture they show is not a broken or a separated picture. It's not a puzzle that they're showing a complete picture of union. So whatever they show in the mirror, that's what they see. Or you can say, when they look for themselves fully, what they find inside within them is just love. The love that they were looking outside, because they were looking for it outside, they never really found it, because outside there is nothing. They would always be running more and more and more away. The more they look in the external reality, the further away they are from the truth, love, and source. But the more they go within, they're closer and closer and closer to it. So this is what they figured out, and after looking within, they found each other. In their inner work of finding themselves, they find the other as well. That's the interesting takeaway from this for both of them. Now they are much more at ease with each other, much more comfortable with each other, much more open for each other, and much more inclusive as well. Like they are including each other in their lifestyle or their reality or their thoughts. There is no fight happening, there's no escapism, there's no running away or no chasing, nothing. It's just complete surrender. There's no question of when will it happen. I've seen people who give a time frame to themselves, they suffer a lot. Like by 30, I should be having 2 kids, or by 40 I should become the CEO of some company. By 45, me and my partner should be living in some very remote beautiful place on a farm or something. Now when they give these numbers to themselves or to whatever they want, they actually start limiting their experiences, and they create a lot of misery. And this age factor, I'm telling you, is so badly instilled via programming that I've seen a lot of young people who have got their whole life ahead of them. They just are like, I want to get married, I want to have babies, I want to get into office, I want to do this, I want to do that. Whatever they're thinking, they are just craving and not allowing things to happen in the present moment. Because in the present moment, though this channeling is about a masculine and feminine's special moment or special understanding of love, but let me tell you, they both spend good amount of time being authentic first. That's why so many people know them. That's why they have responsibilities. Their responsibilities are such in nature that they are actually more connected with each other or more committed with each other when they're being more responsible. And those people who are experiencing this kind of union feeling or love feeling when another person is involved could maybe say, yes, I do feel this way. But even those who don't have anyone around, nobody in the physical, they could also be feeling this type of union. In case this is what they've been looking for, they really feel without meeting somebody in their life, they feel the presence of that person. They feel like, yeah, I already have someone, I rather do this or rather do that. Like they're not getting into that zone that, oh, I am 24 years of age and I need to be in a committed serious relationship with someone. They're not thinking all of that anymore. You know what, I'm 24 and I need to complete my degree. The person I love or the person I'm supposed to end up with is also doing something somewhere, and I am content and happy and I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. I'm completing my degree, I'm studying right now. God has given me a lot, I have so much to thank God for. That's the energy a person has. So this reading is literally for anyone and everyone who is discovering, or you can say rediscovering, this type of love and surrender and joy. Some of you could even be devotees and you may have heard it till the end, like you may have reached here and still felt a resonance, and you could be thinking, oh, I love God so much more, or it's like I feel the love so much more than how I used to feel earlier. So this is where I'm going to close this collective reading. For personal sessions and for therapies, there's information in the description box, you can check it out. My humble request is, kindly do not share anything with me about your journey in advance, because I use intuitive tools and modalities to get to the answers. And for therapy also, there are different sessions. The therapies are customized, they're very metaphysical in nature, but they have a huge impact in your physical reality. So as we go step by step, I will be asking you, but you need to be very clear in your mind. If you're not clear, because I know there are a lot of people who are addicted to readings, and there's also this new trend of therapy shopping or therapist shopping. I've seen people having more than one healers in their life, and they're going to a number of different people and never really like committing to one kind of healing or one kind of study, and then that leads to even worse results. I don't want to mention those results because I have spoken to people who have told me that somebody they knew had 4 therapists or 5 therapists. They were on pills, they were on this, they were on that, and it really didn't go well for them. So this is energy healing, what I do. Come to me only when you're ready, and come to me when you have decided that you want to only go within and you want to do your healing work by going within yourself. This is not for people who are still dabbling with external things like cast this spell or do this egg ritual or do that cleansing ritual, because everything, all cleansing, all purifications are happening inside of you. So there are right ways of doing it, which we do by aligning with our chakras. And that requires commitment and surrender. This is also a type of surrender, and that's why some of you could be feeling a lot of peace, because now you want to do your inner work. So if you are there, then this therapy or this healing is for you. So I will see you in the next one. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.